This is a story of a character, a wanderer named Tal. Tal used to live in a reality where everyone was together and where everyone discussed their favorite things. But unfortunately, that reality was soon shut down by the people who created it, and many of its inhabitants left it, including him. Tal didn't know where to go or where to be. Although there was a certain place he does remember a lot. A universe, a story called Undertale. He observed this place. He observed the story that it had, and it moved him. And so he blended in with everyone else, although he didn't actively get involved with everyone, as he truly didn't even belong in this world. That was until he saw many other versions of it, different versions of the story called Undertale. And he thought maybe, just maybe, there could be a place for me. Years went by, and he found another story. A story almost related to Undertale. A story called Deltarune. But, unlike that story, this story wasn't even finished. So, not a lot about its future was known. And Tal saw, he thought, and he waited until he couldn't wait anymore. He got curious. What would happen to a story if it was changed before it was even finished, before it was meant to reach its original ending? This is the story of Soulful Deltarune.
this mean for this world? I've changed it. I've changed it. I don't know what to do anymore. Noelle has the soul. Somehow Ralsei can join us in the outside, in the light world, and Susie, she's kind of the same, but I don't get it. I shouldn't have done anything. I shouldn't have done anything at all. What the hell was I thinking? Doesn't matter now. I need to focus on the now before I can explain the why.
Tal packs his belongings, and before he could even meet up with Noelle, Susie, and even Ralsei in the outskirts of hometown, he decides to visit his small, dark world one more time. After arriving at his home, he discovers that
the body's gone.
He looks around his home in complete disarray as he noticed that a kitchen knife has gone missing.
Shit.
Without hesitating one single bit, Tal escapes from his home and flees to the outskirts. 5 hours have passed. As Noelle awaits at the gates of hometown, she starts to question herself about certain stuff. It's been hours now. Surely Tal would be back here by now, right? Right? I hope nothing bad happened to him, or maybe something did happen. Susie arrives at the gate, spotting Noelle. Noelle? Susie! Noelle, what brings you here? Susie, I'm so glad to see you. Thank goodness you're here. Where have you been? Are you okay? I'm fine. It's about Chris. So you know too. Chris is dead, and you have their soul. Susie, What's wrong, Noelle? Noelle lunges towards Susie and hugs her. It's been a day. I just needed a hug. I just needed some support. Noelle, it'll be okay. We'll find out who did this, and surely we'll catch him. Yeah, we will. After a few minutes go by, Ralsei finally arrives at the gate, meeting up with Susie and Noelle. Ralsei! Susie! Ralsei? You're here! Yeah, and so are you. How are you here? That's right. I'm out here, in my disguise, because I'm here to help too. I'm at your service, remember? I'm also here for justice. For Chris's sake. Well, I don't know how you got here, or how you're able to get here, but it's glad to see you, Ralsei. Thank you for coming. No. Thank you. Both of you. Well, we're all here. Guess all we have to do is just wait for Tal. Right. As a few minutes of silence go by, Ralsei breaks it. I want to make something clear to you both. This is not because we think Tal's right. This is not an if. This is going to happen, We will solve this mystery. We'll have justice for Chris. There's no room for speculation or doubt about that. Don't fear. Don't doubt. Don't falter. For Chris. For all our friends. For all our families. For everyone. After waiting a long time, Tal finally arrives. Tal! You're finally here. Yeah, I wanted to check something and... What's wrong, Tal? You look a little nervous. I wanted to check on Chris's body before we left, and I found my home completely destroyed. What's even worse, Chris's body is gone, and a knife went missing from my armory, so something bad's about to happen. I can feel it. Who could do such a vile thing? This mystery man, that's for sure. Whoever this guy is, he's not getting away that easy. I'll make sure of that. Yeah. We'll get justice. Even if it means we have to kill him. Whoa! Rousey, that's different, even for you. Sorry, I'm still a little angry. We just can't let Chris's death go in vain. The prince is right. We have to track whoever's doing this. We have to do it now. Right. It's time to go. I need all of you to hold hands and form a circle. What? Why are we holding hands? I can teleport you guys to where I need to go. I just need everyone to stay in position so that I can take everyone, including me. Right. Okay. Alright. Fine. Let's just go already. Hang on, everyone. Well, here we are. The party arrives at a very strange but familiar-looking city that has been long abandoned and ruined into eternity. Whoa. That was intense. Whoa. Is this a dark world? Far from it. This is a world that shouldn't even exist, but still does. Think of it more like a paradox. Okay. I know that you're trying to help us. I know that you're trying to track who did this to Chris. But how do you know about this place? And how do you know about the culprit? Susie. No. Don't say my name. I need you to come clean with us. What else do you know? Look, I know that Chris's body is in this place, and I know this mystery man is somewhere here too. That's not even an answer. That's just a gut feeling. A guess. No, you need to tell us what you know. I need you to be honest. Haven't I been honest enough? I've told you other things that has happened and things that could happen. Bullshit! Just because you think you know stuff doesn't mean you get to gamble on our lives, bringing us to an unfamiliar place Yeah, right. Tell us the truth. Fine, but this is going to hurt. The soul that Noel has, how do I say this? A spirit inside of it. A spirit that is controlling Chris. They were basically the player of this story. Story? What the hell are you talking about? Susie, you're all just characters from a program. And Chris is the main character. He's the protagonist. He has to be controlled by this player. But I couldn't just let them be controlled anymore. I had to do something. So this was entirely your fault. You caused all of this? Well, not entirely. Chris's disappearance and my missing knife, that's something else entirely, but that's everything. The silence grows as everyone stays quiet. Until... Are you happy now? Susie, your curiosity just got us all into this mess. Chris is dead. His body is gone, and now we're in a place we don't even know. And you think I'd just help you after you said all of that? Yeah, right. Like I'd ever help you. You're just gonna make us suffer. Very well. It seems my help is no longer needed. Here, Susie obtains a map of the ruined city that they're in. You're going to need this. You're going to need to find Chris. Because they are in here. It seems my work will only cause more misery. I'm sorry, Susie, Noel, Ralze, Chris. I'm sorry to you all. And with that, Tal runs away. Wait! Aren't you gonna take us home? Stop! Susie! Susie tries to run after Tal into the city. And Noel and Ralze follow through. But they never find him. Damn it! Susie, what are we gonna do? We're trapped here. After arriving back to hometown, Tal becomes conflicted with himself.
What the hell am I supposed to do now? I've already done so much, and I've already screwed up so much. What else could I have?
Tal is shocked by the look of this small town. It appears to be in a form of stasis. The citizens are not moving. There are no sounds. And the dark fountain that Chris created, it's just still.
What?
Back in the distant city, Susie, Ralze, and Noel venture off with the help of the map to see any clues or any leads that could help them in the situation that they're in. I can't believe it. All this happening, and we're just stranded here. That fucker left us here. What a coward. Susie, he probably didn't know much. He might be equally as scared, or maybe equally as nervous as us. But we shouldn't just be this upfront about it. And why the hell not? You saw what happened. Chris. And... Susie. I know you're scared, but... we have to do something. We can't just stay here, just be angry about one person. All of a sudden, a red glow is seen throughout the distance. What? What the? Looking back at the map, Susie pinpoints where that glow is. Here. The Citadel. That might be where the glow is. Let's go check it out. Not wasting any more time, the three venture off towards the center of the city and arrive at the Citadel, which is beaming with this red light. As they enter the Citadel and explore for a bit, they eventually find a sort of room that represents a church, and at the end lies a glass coffin with Chris's body inside. Chris! As they quickly approach the glass coffin, they feel a strange sense within them, as this red light feels strange and potentially dangerous. But this does not stop Susie, as she quickly but slowly approached the glass coffin and opened the lid. Susie sees Chris's body on the glass coffin. Chris. Suddenly, Chris swings a sword that was kept in the casket, barely grazing Susie in the face. Susie! Susie falls back, and she sees Chris get up, slowly and creepily, with this strange sword, decorative but effective. Chris. Hey, it's us! What are you? Chris attempts to swing once more, but Susie is now fully prepared. What is happening to them? Chris! It's us! But Chris gives a stare. A blank stare. Like he's truly not in control. Then they realize around Chris are strings. Red, vibrant strings. They look up to where the strings are, and they see something they cannot fathom. A strange amalgamation with laughter, cries, and screaming, and even a few whispers, as if multiple beings controlling one, controlling Chris. These three heroes watch as their friend is tangled up in strings, being forced to do whatever this monstrosity is thinking of doing. Well, does anybody have any bright ideas? Suddenly, a sharp piece of glass flies in the air and snaps a string, which causes the amalgamation to scream out in terror and pain. Aim for the strings! The puppeteer can't control the marionette without him. So, one by one, Susie, Rousey, Noelle, and even Tao all aim for the red strings that are attached to Chris, while trying to defend themselves from Chris's attack. Although this task was not easy, as Susie and Rousey took more damage than intended, and Noelle just doesn't know what's really happening right now. But after a few moments, after so much progress, only one red string remained. Give me back my friend! Susie jumps over Chris, and she cuts the last red string as she stumbles and fumbles behind Chris. Then everything goes silent. Chris falls on the floor, and the amalgamation disappears as it looked like it just disintegrated. Chris! The three of them run up to Chris as they gently pick them up and try to make them stand. Chris, are you okay? Come on, speak to me. Chris just looks up at all of their friends and just gives a little thumbs up. They're finally free from those strings, those chains. Okay, Mr. Fancy Pants. I want to know how you knew about those red strings. And what the hell was that thing? For some reason, those strings looked strange. Look, Susie, the amalgamation emerges from the ground, cracking it in half, almost destroying the citadel. I thought we finished that thing. Well, I guess we're not done yet. Everyone, including Chris, gets prepared to fight this monstrosity once more. That is, until the amalgamation uses its strings to forcefully steal Chris's ornamental sword. And in a few seconds, the strings lead up and stab Rousey in the chest. Rousey! No! Rousey falls on the floor as Susie quickly tries to catch him. I got you. I really tried to serve you, to help you. Come on, Rousey. Don't say that. We can save you. We can. It's okay. I've done my purpose. Thank you, Chris, Susie. Rousey becomes unresponsive. In a furious rage, Susie tries to attack the abomination by herself. Susie, stop! While landing a few good hits on the amalgamation, the effort becomes futile as it uses its strings to stab Susie multiple times before stabbing her straight in her soul. God damn it! Chris, Noel, I'm sorry for everything. Susie falls on the ground and she dusts away. No. Susie? No. And out of nowhere, Noelle gets stabbed by the strings, which miss the red soul but attacks hers. Chris. Don't leave me. Noelle dusts away as she leaves the red soul that she had in her body. And Chris just falls to their knees, breathless and without any words. And Tal, witnessing the deaths, is just shell-shocked and surprised that Tal slowly walks up to the red soul and holds it in his hand.
I really shouldn't have kickstarted all of this. I guess that was my fault to begin with. Chris, I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to go back to the save file and change this, fix this. You might not remember me, but I'll remember this. If you ever see your friends, please tell them I said I'm sorry and that I wish them well. See you soon.
Tal holds up the red soul in front of the abomination, and as if it was your very soul, it started glowing. As if it wasn't a flash, Tal reappears in what seems to be some sort of corridor filled with doors that have strange symbols on them. What is this place? I don't think I've seen any place like this. Maybe it's new? Walking through the corridor, Tal sees these symbols representing different versions of Undertale. Are these doors to alternate universes? There are some open doors that... Yeah, these are alternate versions of Undertale. These are pathways to the alternate universes. Tal is able to see the end of the corridor, and what he sees is a wooden door with a symbol of a 4-pointed star on it. He enters through the door, and what he finds is a room filled with televisions and monitors, both plain and static, and just turned off. And in a certain point in the room, he finds a computer with monitor, keyboard, and mouse. And on the monitor is a screen, 3 save files, with one of them containing a loaded file. It has Tal's name on it. Tal looked at the opportunity, and he knew that if he wanted to save the story, he would have had to delete the save file. This would have meant that it would delete every single memory that the characters inside the video game had with him. Chris, Susie, Ralsei, and Noelle. They would all forget about him. But he also knew that this would erase every knowledge that he told them about the soul, about it just being a fictional story that they would live in, about everything that he regrettably told them. But at the same time, he was in fear of what would happen next, what could happen next in their story, what will happen. Tal was completely conflicted with it, but he was even more conflicted with himself for what he had done. His curiosity almost wreaked havoc into the story, and if it would have continued on, it would have been unsalvageable. So, Tal knew what he had to do. He used the mouse, and with the simple steps, he deleted the save file. Tal then exits the room as he sees the endless corridor filled with doors that lead to different worlds, different universes. What could this mean for Tal? Once upon a time, a legend was whispered among shadows. It was a legend of hope, a legend of dreams. It was a legend of light, a legend of dark. This was the legend of Deltarune. And so we begin again.